Guys, it has been. Can you see how my face is? My smile is so big, I'm trying to control it. My face is literally shining. We have had a most engaging, enabling, inspiring session, second session for day 2 of the LSC, the Leap and Shine conference. So I hosted Miss Gail Dudley from the United States, and she was absolutely a powerhouse, a breath of fresh air, very inspiring. Her story is unique. Her story is amazing. As I promised you, hi Linda, as I promised you, every single one of my speakers is hand chosen, and their stories are unique and their stories are special, which is why I recommend turning up for every single day of the conference, because what you will hear on day 1 is going to be different from what you hear on day 2. So this evening already, we've had Fatima Zakir from Singapore, who woke up at 3 a.m. Singapore time just to join us for the conference. I think that is amazing commitment, an amazing show of commitment and sacrifice. But then after that, for the second session, we had Miss Gail Dudley from the United States. Now, she is just amazing. Reading her bio alone, her profile, she's an amazing individual. And I knew that the inspiration that she would bring, in addition to her life experiences, in addition to the strategies and the tools that she has applied in her own life, is probably exactly what somebody needs to lead them, to where they want to be in 2017. This is about, we need to stop the apologetics. We need to just move and go, own our space, and stop apologizing. So this is just simply, this video is to summarize a little bit about what Gail said, and she said a lot. In 1 hour, she shared a lot. So in sharing her story, Gail described herself as a mother of 2 young adult children. And one of them is a daughter, and she works alongside her daughter, and they co-publish a magazine called the Ready magazine. And that magazine has made it into, has readership in 50 states of the United States, in 50 states, not just in 50, I think 50 states of the United States and 17 countries. That's the readership, that's the scope, and that's amazing. I don't think I know of any publication that's that successful, but that's amazing. That's the reach that they have. Now, she's written 7 books, and she noticed that there wasn't much in magazines, and she, being a risk taker, she decided to change that rhetoric by making sure that her magazines had worth and value anything you want if you just believe. That women are taking over the whole publication. She said every article motivates a woman to take action, motivates a woman to give back. She's big on volunteerism as well as philanthropism. Now, sometimes you might say that those 2 things are extremes, but she's big on both. She recommends both. And they've got a stream of writers for them. And I asked her to tell me about herself, basically what she does and how she's changing the world. And she says she has a passion for women and girls, and she's a coach, and she writes books and magazines, and she and her daughter have basically created a platform for women and girls to share their voice about their cause. So if you're a woman or a girl and you have a story, or you have a course, or you have something you're passionate about. And I teased her a bit. I said, so basically what you do, because she did say that what she does is she goes around on on social media, basically stalking people. And when she sees a woman or a girl who is doing something good, who has a message that will impact the world, she basically shouts the person's name out and expands that person's message. She retweets them, she talks about them, and she has something that she calls I believe it's a column that she calls a woman to watch or a lady to watch. So this is how she does. She gives them a shout out on social media under the hashtag a woman to note. She loves to give people an opportunity to be themselves and to share their message. And she doesn't want people following her. She wants to showcase other people. And I think that that is amazing. Now, in talking about turning points being learning points, when I asked Gail to share with us an incident that has happened in her life or in her business that perhaps has caused her to take a shift, she says that the dark place and the quiet place were not selling. She had 7 books, they weren't really selling, and there were no speaking engagements coming in, and it seemed like everything was silent and everything was quiet. And then she had to basically do the necessary thing about, you know, evaluating her hits and her misses. And she found out that she had a poverty mentality, and she was reluctant to charge for the value that she was putting out. So she was pushing people. So she's now she's seen the folly of her ways, and she's now changed that to where, yes, she's still giving back. She does a lot of pro bono work, and they give away a lot of scholarships, but she's now changed her poverty mentality to where she's now able to charge people for the value that she's giving. And she's now big on telling people that, listen, you need to make a commitment to yourself. You need to invest in yourself. So that's her turnaround moment. And she says basically she heard about the Shine and Lip and Shine conference, and the one thought that came to her mind is that it is somebody's time to shine. So when the spotlight is on you, when the spotlight is on me, when the spotlight is on any one of us, we shouldn't shrink back. We shouldn't then apologize and be modest or show any false modesty, because the world doesn't gain or benefit anything by that. And we should be very open and very confident about letting our light shine. And I remember someone, I'm not sure who that statement is credited to, but someone once said that it is not our darkness that scares us, it's our light. It's the fact that we know we are brilliant, and we start to question ourselves and say, well, who am I to be so brilliant? Who am I to be so awesome? You know, maybe the world might not might not accept me. And really the question we should be asking ourselves is, who are you not to be brilliant? Who are you not to be awesome? So this woman believes that when it's your time to shine, the light somehow, you know, things will be orchestrated in such a way that the light will be shining on you. And at that moment, you need not to shrink back into darkness. You need to be bold, and you need to take the leap, and you need to take the leap into your shine zone. And that's amazing stuff. She talks about the habits that she's had to monitor in order to be successful, to be who she is, and that she still maintains these habits still today. She talks about self-care, about being a big part of who she is. And she says self-care is crucial, whether that self-care is taking time to read a book, or whether it's spending time alone with yourself, or going for a walk, or watching a movie, or sitting out on the patio. You just have to find what works for you, but it is time alone for yourself that you don't share with anybody. And in that time, you are recuperating and refreshing yourself, because guys, you can't give what you don't have, and you have to take care of number one. You have to be in the right state and in the right frame of mind to then be able to serve the people that God has called you to serve. And she said that the one thing to do, if there was one powerful, crucial, important thing that she would want the listeners to do in order to position themselves into their shine leap, she said that one thing would be to always keep learning, to be a lifelong student. That the one thing to always do would be to keep doing your research, to take a class if you have to go back to university, go back to school if you need to do something that's depositing right back into you, to be constantly engaging and investing in self-development. And I can second that, because it wasn't until I myself in my life began to, I stepped out of my own way, and I began to design the so-called valid reasons that were keeping me from living the sort of life that I wanted. Now I'm more alive. Now I'm more purposeful. I'm living on purpose, guys. I am walking in purpose. I can feel that my life is going somewhere, and I can feel by the feedback that's coming back that lives are being touched. And that really is the whole point of life. It's not really necessarily about us all the time. It's about how you can reach out and touch somebody, even if it's just that one person that your message is meant for, you're able to touch that person and either bring them back from the brink of something, or you're able to help push them, usher them into their best life, into their shine zone. And I'm all about helping people, because that's what I want for myself, and that's the journey that I am on and I have begun. I'm all about helping people to identify and embrace their shine factor, and then to relocate and transition into their shine zone. And hence this whole thing, this conference. And I was so passionate about making sure that the right people came on this conference, that I wasn't about to put a price tag on it, because this is valuable stuff that's being given away free. And I thought if I put a value on it, then that value would be too much for people to afford, and that might put people away. So give it away for free, and those who deserve it, who want this knowledge to come into their life so that they can make their 2017 and beyond more purposeful, those people will be pulled, those people will come, and those people will invest the time in their lives to gain the knowledge, the tools, the tips, the strategies, the toolbox, the roadmap that they need to go somewhere in their lives. It's about getting out of your way, is about going somewhere in 2017. So it's amazing. The discussions we had with her were absolutely lovely. Now, she talked about from slippers to heels. Initially, when I read that topic, I thought, what are you on about? Surely every woman needs both types of footwear. Yes, you need slippers for when you want to just lounge and just be easy and casual. And then you need the heels for when you want to be all, dress uppy and all of that. And she explained it like this. She says, most women sit in their slippers, threadbare, worn, old, dirty, with holes in them. And that's where we see it. And she sort of she uses that to describe how that we sit in our rut and we don't push ourselves to be better. And we just, and I have a concept, that I will be teaching on, that talks about, what changing nappies does to women. If you're not careful, changing nappies can sort of strip you of your it's an amazing, selfless, necessary task, and absolutely it is one that we should all welcome and embrace, because with it, the person whose nappies you're changing is the most precious gift, perhaps a child, your child that God has given you. So it's something that we should absolutely look forward to, and we should do. But what I've found is that there is a syndrome where women, when they perhaps give birth and have those other responsibilities, looking after their children and their homes and the responsibilities, they tend then to put on the back burner and put in the cooler their dreams, their plans, their purposes, who they were born to be. And I think that when you do that, you rob the world of something, because somebody somewhere is just waiting for you to reach out to them. Somebody somewhere is waiting to hear your voice, your message, your song. There's somebody whose ears are tuned only to hear your message. So if someone else sings that song or that tune, they might not hear it, they might not connect with it, it might not resonate. But when you sing it in your particular style, in your tone, in your pitch, that person connects with your message. So it's absolutely key. I'm big on not just finding your shine factor. Hi Ikea, Ikina. Hello, nice to see you. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Sanya. It's absolutely important to not just find your message, but to also find that platform, that stage that you are called to speak your message from. It's absolutely important. If you have the right message, but you're in the wrong place, on the wrong platform, then it would be a struggle. You would be frustrated. You will be a menace. You will be irritating people because they don't need your message. They can't relate to it. They're not passionate about what you're passionate about. But if you find the right place to locate yourself, if you transition, perhaps you're in the wrong place now with the right message, and you're frustrated and the clients aren't coming and nobody is bringing out their money and paying you for the value you're putting out there, perhaps you're in the wrong place. It's about finding the right place. That's what I refer to as your shine zone, because there selling, if you must call it that, is effortless. Promoting is effortless. You giving of yourself, giving your virtue, giving what your message in that space is effortless. People come to you. You don't have to go to them. They come to you and say, I want you to coach me. I want you to teach me. I want you to be my consultant. I want you to do that and this and the other. And that thing they're asking you to do happens to be your shine factor. It happens to be something that you're passionate about, that you love doing, that you will gladly do even if nobody paid you for it. And guess what? The bonus is they're willing to pay you for it. So that's what, I don't know if this makes sense, the way I understand it in my head to every single person who hears it, but I absolutely believe in a world, where everyone connects and finds and just embraces their shine factor. So we wake up every day passionate, happy, fulfilled. So can you imagine what that kind of world would be like? That you're happy, I'm living my best life, you're living your best life. Every single person that I'm likely to encounter or meet in the course of any day, any 24-hour period, is happy with a smile on their face. They've got positive words to speak. They are touching lives. They are impacting lives. Everyone is just happy and revved up because they are living on purpose. That's the world that I dream of. And I don't think that it is impossible to achieve. I absolutely believe that it's possible to live that kind of life. So Gail says that most people, live in isolation. She says isolation leads to darkness. Darkness leads to death. Now, putting on your heels, we're all ladies, right? So we know what heels does for you. After you've worn that pretty dress and you're still in your flat shoes, it doesn't quite do it. But when you step into those heels and you take position, she says it pulls back your shoulders, it straightens, it gives you a certain pose. Your hips hang differently. Apologies, that was a call coming in. Your heels hang differently, and it's depictive of your transformative process. How when you step out of your slippers and you step into your heels, there's a difference that comes upon you. She says you are the main character in your story, and what you want people to know is what you should share with them. You are a story that is unfolding day by day by day, and you need to move from fear to faith. You need to be moving every day in every way from fear to faith. She says, put up a firewall, deliberately put up a firewall to deflect those people. When people try to put stuff on you that isn't yours, you have to be able to shake it off and deflect it. You need to shake off your dust, because sitting in dust, you sitting covered in dust and bemoaning your fate or your life doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the people in your immediate vicinity. It certainly doesn't help the world as a whole. And she says that our humility should humble us. Humility is good, but it should not make you subservient. It should not make you apologetic. You should be humble, but not subservient and not apologetic. And she calls herself an encourager. And I immediately smiled when she said that, because I call myself on all my platforms an encourager, an enabler, and an inspirer. So to hear someone use that word, I immediately connected with Miss Gail Dudley. I asked her about the White House project, and she says that was something that was put together. It was absolutely breathtaking, impactful. She attended as media because of the magazine, the Ready magazine that she and her daughter publish. She and her daughter attended it at the White House as media, and this was put together by Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey. Need I say more? If those two women put something together, organize something, I mean, ladies, really, I need not say more. So it's amazing stuff. And she's giving away a gift. That's a 30-minute sessions, free coaching with her. So whether you were on the call, you were able to join us on this call or not, we're going to be sending out the email. My team and I are going to be sending out the email, sharing basically not just Gail's giveaway, but also the various gifts that all the speakers, in all the 14 speakers will be giving away, myself included, and you will be able to then connect with the gifts that you need. These are free gifts that they're sharing out of the goodness of their hearts. She absolutely recommends sharing your story. Sanya is on here, and Sanya and I were involved in an anthology put together by Ava Eagle Brown, and that just shares a chapter or a piece of our lives, and that was an absolutely impactful journey, not to talk of when you are to share your whole story. So she talks about using your story, and I know that that is something that, you know, my coach and mentor also speaks about a lot. So guys, I hope that I have been able to somehow give you a piece, a taste, a feel of what we discussed today on the Leap and Shine conference. Now guys, if you missed it, oh goodness, if you missed it, the only thing I can say is this: a word of advice: do not miss tomorrow's or the day after or the day after. Now I absolutely recommend tuning in for every session, because each one of these speakers is handpicked, hand selected, and if you think if you think that you've heard the best from Gail, Dudley, or from Fatima Zakir, there's yet more coming. You need to come on board, and you need to hear out, listen to the rest of the speakers. And guys, tomorrow we are back at the Leap and Shine conference at 8 o'clock UK. As usual, we speak with the first speaker for 1 hour, and then we take a 30-minute recess. We take a 30-minute recess, and then we come back at 9:30 UK to host the second speaker. So very quickly, day 3 of the Leap and Shine conference tomorrow, we're going to be having Cheryl Pollins. Cheryl Pollins was hand selected to be a TEDx speaker. She's absolutely inspiring as well, and I'm really looking forward to her session. She basically will be talking to us about what's branding got to do with it. I'm interested to know what's branding got to do with it. And she's talking all things branding, including branding yourself, branding your personality, as well as your project, your products. So you want to be in on that session. The second speaker we have coming tomorrow, both ladies are from the US, is Halona Black. Halona Black will be talking to us about understanding your talents and how to creatively harness them. If that's not enough to you, I don't know what is. So tomorrow you don't want to miss, guys. We have Cheryl Pollins coming up between 8 and 9, and then we have Halona Black, understanding your talents on how to creatively harness them. So I would say, guys, as I tune out, I would say keep it tight. Make sure that you actively and deliberately, you know, block out that time. It's just 2 hours, and we will be done by Saturday. This is day 3. Tomorrow is day 3 already, but make sure that you, as much as possible, join in on the actual, you know, when it's happening. Join us on Uber or Zoom. So we have those 2 ways of joining, and I will try, as I say, to Facebook Live while it's going on. And if I'm not able to do that, because obviously I'm multitasking and distracted, then I will jump on after each speaker to sort of summarize what it is that they've discussed, just as I'm doing now for Gail Dudley. And I hope this has been useful, and this has given you a sneak peek into what we discussed today, and it's been you've been able to get a feel, even though you weren't on the call, as if you were on the call. So I would ask you to do one thing though: help me share this on your timeline, help me send it as a Facebook inbox to somebody who you think needs to hear it, someone who you think needs to be encouraged to do themselves a favor and attend an absolutely free, absolutely impactful, absolutely needed conference. It's free. Everyone gets to just log in from the comfort of their home. It costs you nothing. You've got nothing to lose. I do not have an Eventbrite link that you have to go and pay to. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just saying show up and let these 14 speakers pour into you, so that in 2017 and beyond, you are equipped, you are recalibrated, you are focused, you are enabled, motivated, and inspired to take a shine leap into success. And guys, here's to your success as well as mine. I'm out now, and I'll see you again tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK. Thank you for dropping by, and I do appreciate you being in my corner. Hi, Rory. I was just going. Watch the replay. Thank you. And Rory, please share it, okay? Thank you.